is Mackenzie. This is my channel. Welcome back to it. Happy you're here. Alright, that was a weird intro. We are going to do now a TBR for the last 2 months of 2021 for November and December, mainly because I'm trying to get back into the groove of TBRs because being a mood reader is hard enough. I'm moody, but also I have too many options. So if I can just section off a pile to get through within 2 months, I think that that'll work better for me than me trying to get through my entire physical TBR at some point. So, my goal for 2021 is to read 120 books. Right now, I'm at 96 books read, which means that I need to read 24 more books by the end of 2021 to reach my goal. So that's how many books are on my TBR right now. There are 3 secret TBR videos that I'm going to be filming by the end of the year, and that includes 5 books. So I will be talking to you about 19 books instead of these ones, because they'll be a surprise. I'm sure if you've been keeping up with my channel anyways, you probably know what they're going to be, so it won't be that much of a surprise, but I'm not going to talk about them here. So I have a few different piles of books to talk about. I guess I'll start with this pile because they don't really go with any of the other piles. I mean, they kind of do, but they don't. So the first book I want to talk about is Learn My Lesson by Katie Robert. It is the second in the Wicked Villains series. There's quite a few books in this series. I read the first one, which was Desperate Measures. These are like Disney retellings of some of these, like Desperate Measures was about Jasmine and Jafar, and this one is about Hades, Meg, and Hercules, and the next one is about, like, Tinkerbell and Captain Hook, and I'm all in love with these books. They are a 18-plus smutty books. There's a little bit of story intermixed with the smut, but honestly, it's just steamy scenes, and I'm here for it, and I need another one. Excuse me! Picking up where we left off, the next book that I want to read is probably the only nonfiction in this pile. It is called Open Veins of Latin America by Eduardo Galeano. 5 centuries of the pillage of a continent. It's heavy, so I expect to read this over the length of the whole 2 months. Mainly, I don't want to leave 2021 without reading this, but I know it's going to be really heavy for me, so I have all of these other fun books around to, like, take my mind off of it when I need a break. But it is something that I feel is pretty important. An outstanding political economy, a social and cultural narrative of the highest quality, and perhaps the finest description of primitive capital accumulation since Marx. Rather than chronology, geography, or political successions, Eduardo Galeano has organized the various facets of Latin American history according to the patterns of 5 centuries of exploitation. So, super important to me, and learning about the history of Latin America from which I am from, and have not been taught because the American education system sucks. These next couple of books are going to be books that I also don't want to leave 2021 without having read. Firstly, let's talk about House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. I am reading this book. I understand what has happened, but I also understand that a lot of fantasy authors are in the business of taking things from history and kind of making it their own. I don't know. Feel how you feel. I'm still going to read this book and his next one. And this is one of them that I want to read before the end of 2021. So it's very popular. I'm not sure if I need to tell you what this is about, but basically it is about Linus, who is going to a house for magical youth just to make sure that the kids are okay and to make sure that the person taking care of them is on the up and up. And it is a queer romance, and it seems very cute and sweet and something that I need at the end of my year. Also, Ace of Spades by Farida Abike Iyemide. Hopefully I said that right. If not, please let me know. So this is one that I hear about all the time, and I am just getting out of the fall season, so I feel like it's still appropriate for me to read kind of like an academic kind of dark situation. mystery. I'm still here for it, and I want to read this pretty quick, but I know I have other things that I also want to read for videos, so it'll probably take me a bit to get to it, but I'm still very excited. So basically this is about two students, Devin and Chiamaka, and they are senior prefects, and there is someone who goes by Aces who is sending anonymous text messages trying to reveal secrets about both of them. Seems very creepy and like Pretty Little Liars. People have said Gossip Girl, but I've never read that, and you know the elevator pitch. So I was sold, and I wanna read, you know? And then the third book is Alexandria Bellafleur. No, that is the author. The book is called Hang the Moon. It is the second to Written in the Stars. I love these characters. I love Elle and Darcy, and now this one is about Darcy's brother, I believe, Brendan, and Darcy's friend, Annie, getting together, and I'm excited about it. And also, she has like a whole third book coming out already, and I'm gonna be behind. So, we're getting into it. I'm very excited. I'm ready for another adult romance. The next couple of books are gonna be kind of compulsory reads because I'm doing like book clubs, and also the Witcher series is coming back, and it seems like after watching the trailer that season 2 is gonna cover books 1 and 2. So I read Blood of Elves earlier this year, so I'm going to read Time of Contempt and be ready for when it comes out. I think it's coming out in December? Don't quote me on that, because I'm not sure. So this one we are following Geralt, and in this book, this is book like 2. This is book 2 of a 7-book series, but there are also 2 prequel books that come. This is the 4th book that I'm reading of this series, so I don't know what really to tell you, except that we're following Geralt, which you knew, and Ciri's here, and I'm sure Yennefer will also be here, and I'm excited to get this like family unit rolling. I'm excited. So, going back into Geralt. Also, me and my husband are still making our way through the Dune series. I want to read God Emperor of Dune. I'm probably going to start it any minute now because we just watched that Dune movie and it was so good. But my husband hasn't started it yet, so I have no idea when he will. So I'm just waiting patiently to start the 4th book. The 3rd book I feel like in the series has been my favorite so far. But I have high hopes for this one. Do I tell you anything about book 4 in a 6-book series, which also has prequel series going on? I mean, it gets so much better, you guys. But obviously, if you don't like Dune, if you don't like sci-fi, if you don't like political intrigue, don't try. Don't hate read my favorite book, okay? Also, Crown of Midnight, which is the second in the Throne of Glass series. God, I'm hoping. Yeah, I think it is. I haven't looked at it in so long. So me and my coworkers we've been trying to get our book club started again. It's been a very chaotic month, October. So this one is the second in a series, but this is also like a booktube darling, so I'm sure you all know what it's about. I really enjoyed the first book. I like how I don't know what's really gonna happen, and I like how I was just thrown into like, yep, this was her life, and she was a slave, and like, she had a whole life before the book started, and you know it because she's being punished right now, and she has all this skill set, she's already a badass, and like, there's also all of this like political stuff and like wars, and it reminds me a lot of Dune. I love the political, I love the wars, I love the intrigue, I love when it feels thought out and intricate. I'm here for that. And then I also want to read this series. What is it called? The Bear and the Nightingale series? It's called the Winter Night Trilogy. So we have Bear and the Nightingale, Girl in the Tower, and The Winter of the Witch. So I've heard good things about these. I was going to read this a little bit earlier in September, and I read the first page, and it felt very wintry to me. So I was like, maybe I'll just wait for this for like November, December. And I want to get through this before the end of 2021. I feel like this was kind of a perfect way. 3 books down, a whole series, another one down. I've already finished 8 series this year, you guys. It would be really fun to get another one in there. So this is kind of based on Russian folklore. Winter lasts most of the year at the edge of the Russian wilderness, and in the long nights, Vasilisa and her siblings love to gather by the fire to listen to the nurse's fairy tales. Oh yes, and this is about her stepmom who comes and brings a whole new religion to the area, and like the old Russian gods are not happy. And I'm here for that. Very creepy, very winter, very Krampus. I love Christmas horror, so we're here for this. I know it's not horror, but it's kind of creepy fantasy, and I'm there. So the next big group are just a bunch of books that I feel like I am in the mood for right now. And also some that I just want to get off of my TBR because they've been there for a little bit. Like, I feel like it's been a whole year since I read a Ruth Ware, and I was so in love with the last one I read, I have to pick up another one. So I decided to pick up The Death of Mrs. Westaway because it seemed kind of the most interesting. So we have this woman who gets a letter that upon the death of Mrs. Westaway, she has left her some inheritance. So she comes to pick it up, and she's trying to figure out how this woman knows her because she doesn't know the dead woman. So, interesting, mystery, chilling. I'm here for another mystery. The Binding by Bridget Collins. This one, I've been wanting to read it for so long, and my audiobook keeps coming in and lapsing because I don't rent it out, and I just need to read it. So this is about a guy named Emmett, and he works for bookbinding, and it's a sacred calling, and they basically bind up people's memories, and one day he finds a book with his own name written on it, which means his memories have been bound. So, mystery, elements, books, binding, magic. This still has the freaking sticker on it. Is it because... Oh my god, Becky. Writers and Lovers by Lily King. I got this on recommendation by Noelle Gallagher, and I bought it, and I haven't read it, but I bought it like 2 years ago, and I just need to get it off my TBR. So, blindsided by her mother's sudden death and wrecked by a recent love affair, 31-year-old Casey Peabody has arrived at Cambridge in the summer of 1997 without a plan beyond a determination to live a creative life. Written with King's trademark humor, heart, and intelligence, this is a transfixing novel and explores artistic passion, ambition, and the terrifying, exhilarating leap between the end of one phase of life and the beginning of another. Alright, so that seems interesting enough. Very sad with the mother death. These two books I bought at the same time, and I still haven't read them, so I wanted to choose both of them to try and read before 2021 ends because they're so interesting. I just have to read them, okay? So we have, what is this one? Empress of All Seasons by Emiko Jean. This one is about Mary, who has spent her life training to become an empress, and to do so she has to survive the palace's enchanted seasonal rooms, conquering winter, spring, summer, and fall, and marry the prince. All are eligible to compete except for yokai, which are supernatural monsters and spirits, and of course Mary is a yokai. Magic. Interesting. The Kingdom of Beck by Mary Lou. This one is about, really interesting, Nannerl Mozart, who has, like, musical ability and wants to be remembered forever, but her brother is Wolfgang Mozart, obviously. And so, like, she creates this whole other world where she can be as famous as he is. Yes. The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnhill. I want to read this so freaking bad, you guys. I picked this up, I was so excited to read it, and then I had to wait forever to haul it for you guys, and I didn't read it yet. So, this is about a town who gives a child up to the witch every year or so, like that, and the witch fills them up with, like, starlight and goes and adopts them out, but this one is given moonlight, and so she adopts the child because she will be magical. Cute. Then I also want to read The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin because I want to read an N.K. Jemisin before 2021 ends, and this is the one because it's just cool. It's just really cool. So this is about New York, who's got 6 souls. And all 6 will be called to arms in the greatest battle the city has ever fought. I'm not really sure what this is about, but I really want to give it a go and see what it's about and if I really like N.K. Jemisin, because I see her all over sci-fi and I want to get into her. Because I really enjoy sci-fi. Alright, and then the last book on my TBR for the end of 2021 is Dead Dead Girls by Nekesa Afia. Again, I'm really into mysteries right now. Murder mysteries are really my thing, and I feel like that's going to carry me into the end of the year, and it's going to make me feel great. So this is Harlem 1926, and we have Louise, who is trying to escape her past, but also has been like forced into trying to solve this murder to help the police because, quite frankly, young black women are showing up dead, and that's unfortunate because Louise is also a young black woman. So I'm very interested. Okay, that was 19 books. I don't know if I can hold them all up for you. Should we try? I don't think so. Here's some. And what about this one? Who knows? Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Ugh, I'm so strong. All right. Ah! We're okay. Don't worry about it. All right. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye! All right, everything's okay. We're fine. Don't worry about it. Okay.